All right. So I'm on here and I'm talking WWE Survivor Series slash War Games. I just call it War Games. I'm here to talk about it. I'm here to give my thoughts on the show. I thought it was a fun show. I thought it was a good watch. Like there wasn't any twists. There wasn't any like mad things that happened. That's like oh my gosh. Like last year we had CM Punk coming back, Randy Orton coming back. That was a big thing. This year we didn't really have like anything big, but at the same time it was a fun little show. So I'm just gonna just talk about kind of go through the show, go through like some of the fun moments, some of the like generally just going through the show and just giving my thoughts on, you know, my thoughts on the show. So this was this was like the end. This was the end of it. You know, fun little match. But I'll go straight into before that. I'll go into the first match and I'll kind of go through the matches one by one and just give my thoughts on that. So the first match was the women's match, the women's war games, and I mean the women's war game. Let me get it up here. The women's war games match. Overall, Bailey, Bianca, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky won the match. I thought it was an okay match. Like it was there's a few botches here and there. I thought overall, like when Tiffany and Io, like to me, that was like the standout moment of the match when Io went on the top of the cage, did the garbage can thing, moonsault. Tiffany did the flip, the senton. Like that was dope. Like that was a really good moment. But overall, like I thought it was okay. You know, we had Liv and Rhea had that little thing there. Like Liv looked scared. She's the champion, but she was looking scared to fight. But she had a weapon, and then Rhea like hit her with the her finishing move off the top rope. Like you know, what I mean, it was a cool little match. You know, but overall, my thing is like the 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 teams were unbalanced from the beginning. Like Rhea's team was way more like overpowered, but meanwhile the other team had the two champions, and then you had the two champions that was on the same team lose. So it's like you already had them look weak going into it, and then they lost. So it's like where do you go from there? Like you're two champions on both rosters, on both Raw and SmackDown. Your two champions, they both lost. So it's like where do you go from there? You know, and we're still kind of discussing the Jade thing, like what's going on there, and that's still kind of an unfinished storyline. So we still have storylines going into that. Then you have both your champions lost, Rhea and Liv. Where are we going with that one? What's going on? I don't really know. Like it was cool though. It was a fun little watch. Like it was just like not really much to say about it. What do you lot think? Like I just didn't really think that was it was okay, but it was alright. You know what I mean? Um, the second match on the card. I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going by like just kind of how how it just. I'm just going by how I want to kind of put it together. Um, the next match was the Intercontinental title match. Uh, Intercontinental title match. Braun Breaker, Kaiser, Sheamus. I thought this was a great match. To me, I think that might have been my match of the night. Hard hitting. That might have been my match of the night, man. Hard hitting, like beating each other up, like all kinds of stuff, like the false finishes, like it was just a hard hitting match. Like Braun Breaker run, I thought that was the best way to go about it. I thought that was the best. Yeah, I would have chose Braun to win. I think he needs to have a long run with that title. Sheamus, I love Sheamus' performances. Like I think maybe him winning the title at WrestleMania might be a cool one. That might be something to do. I think that might be good. I like him with the title if he was to win it. But yeah, man, I thought Braun did what he needed to do, man. Kaiser, I like Kaiser. I think he's cool, but yeah, Braun was definitely the right person to win. It was a good match. Like I said, very hard hitting, very physical. Braun, showing what he can do, all kinds of jumps. Frankensteiner, the guy is just a freak, man. But yeah, man, I definitely think it was the right person to win, and I do like that match. Like I do think a nice physical match that added to Braun's credibility, and especially as a champion, this was something that he needed. In addition, it's just another notch on his belt, and just showing that he belongs where he is. And yeah, man, like he's I like him as a champion, and I like him as a wrestler as well, man. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. And yeah, man, overall, I thought that was a good match. The second or the third match, the third match I want to talk about, Shinsuke Nakamura beats LA Knight for the United States Championship. I didn't actually think he was gonna win personally. I thought he was gonna win eventually. I thought that he was gonna win eventually, but I honestly didn't see him winning now. Like I just thought because the the build up. Like there hasn't really been much build up. Like it's not really like they haven't. It's not one of those ones that they've gone back and forth and they've done this and then it's like yeah, like it's not really been one of those ones. But like I like Shinsuke winning. Like I wanted Shinsuke to win the United States Championship eventually. I was thinking maybe Royal Rumble, maybe maybe a bit down the line, like because I love Shinsuke. Like I like him as a package. I always loved him in NXT. I think that he didn't really get a fair shot, and he kind of went away and he's come back and he looked darker and then like I like Shinsuke, and I think I wanted him to win the title, but I do think it's been a bit rushed because where do we go from here? Like, do we just continue the feud? They have to continue the feud. Are they just going to continue it? Are they going to trade the title back and forth? If so, what was the point of LA Knight winning? What's gonna happen with LA Knight? Like, where does he go from here? Because I can't see him going towards like the main title. So I don't really know where he's gonna go personally. Like it's I don't know, but I do like the match though. I thought it was a cool match, um, and Shinsuke won, and we see where we go from there. We see how that develops. But overall, I think it was a cool little match, and yeah, man, like salute to Shinsuke, and I hope they give him a big push from here because he's talented, man, and he's a really good unique kind of wrestler, like a unique kind of personality. Like I like him a lot. So we'll see where we go from there. And the next match, I'm really happy about the way that this particular match went. Gunther beats Damian Priest in a good match. Like I thought it was a good match. Like both people did what needed to do. Finn is still about, so we're continuing the Finn Damian Priest feud. Like we're continuing that. He come on, did coup de grace, like hit him, like you know what I mean. And I mean, it is what it is. I didn't want Damian to win. Like he's been beating Gunther up and he's getting the best of him over the last few weeks, but I didn't want him to win. So I'm glad he didn't win. And yeah, Gunther definitely deserved to win, and just we roll on. There's not really much to say about the match. Like I do think it was a good match, like very hard hitting, very physical. Gunther just does what he does. Just just beats you up, like all kinds. Guy just beats you up, and Damien did what he had to do. Like it was like an even. It wasn't like Gunther was just overpowering him. Like Damien was doing what he needed to do as well, and just ultimately, like just Gunther just was the right person to win. Like 100%, he was the right person to win. And yeah, man, hopefully that feud is over. But it looks like with Finn and Priest, their one is continuing, and I'm just like, we've done it. Like where are we going from here? Like what more do we need to do? So yeah, man, like we'll see where that one goes. But yeah, man, ultimately I'm glad Gunther won. But yeah, man, it was definitely a cool little match. The final match is is the one that we was all talking about, the men's war games, CM Punk, Jimmy, Jay, Roman, Sammy versus the new bloodline. I thought it was a flipping great match, man. I think this was I know I said the Braun Breaker match might be the match of the night, but I think this one was just a fun watch, man. There was no twist, like there was nobody turning, the Rock didn't come back. There was no like Paul Heyman does whatever, but it was just like a very safe match that does kind of move the storyline a bit. I did want the new bloodline to win, but I like the tension in there. I love the tension in this match. CM Punk, CM Punk with his like him and Roman had his little moment. Punk was about to come out. Roman was like, "Nah, Sammy, you go." And then when Roman was gonna come out and CM Punk pushed in front of him. Like I love the tension, and they did well to kind of create that kind of tension within the match. Overall, I do think the match was a good match. Everyone kind of did what they had to do. The new Bloodline, they're just fun to watch, man. Like I love the new Bloodline personally. I think they're really just a really fun group, um, and they all kind of had their moments. Like uh, Jacob Fatu's just a beast had his moments. Solo had their moments. Like they all had their moments. Like Bronson Reed tsunami off the top of the cage, but he missed, went through the table. Like that was the whole thing. Like I liked that. Like I liked that the way they put together the match. I did think the new Bloodline deserved to win personally. I would have loved to have seen them win. That would have created more tension with CM Punk and Roman. But I understand why CM Punk and Roman won in terms of just like keeping them strong, and obviously maybe we might have a Punk and Roman storyline going forward. So fair enough. Like I'm not mad that that happened, but I would have liked the new Bloodline to win because I just think it would have just done so much for them to win. But yeah, man, like I'm not really mad about it. At the end of the match, like Punk and Heyman had a hug, and Punk said, "I've got a favor. I'm gonna call it in." Like we don't know what that favor is. That obviously adds to the storyline part of the general storyline. We've got Punk and Roman have their little tension. Jimmy and Jay, like like Jimmy got some new moves, whisper in the wind. Like he did a whisper in the wind, man. He added some new stuff to his arsenal. But yeah, man. I mean, I think it was a good match, and I think it was there was no twists, but I think it was a good match. It was a good War Games match, and it's just something that generally just kind of moves the storyline along. And it was just a fun, feel good moments. Like we've had a lot of twists, we've had a lot of that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's just good to just have like a nothing happens, just a feel good match, and we move forward with that. Like we got this nice camera shot, you know, like everyone pointing to the sky. Then CM Punk with his is like I liked it personally, man. Like I thought it was a fun match, and overall, I didn't think War Games was just like it was just a fun watch. Like Survivor Series War Games, it was a fun watch. It didn't really move anything along. There wasn't anything huge, but sometimes you just need like a solid pay per view or PLE, and that is just it. Sometimes you just need that. So that's just really it, man. That was my thoughts about WWE Survivor Series War Games. Just wanted to give my thoughts as a whole. I'm interested to see how we move forward with all of these storylines going forward into Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. But all I know is I will be there to talk about it, and I will be there, man. I'm loving the way things are going. Even with all these storylines, like I just want to see how they progress, and I just hope that we can kind of go to new heights with it. We can, especially with Netflix coming, with the Netflix deal coming. I'm interested to see where we go from here. But yeah, man, overall, I thought it was a cool little event, man. I'm interested to hear people's thoughts about what they thought about War Games. But yeah, man, I thought like, it wasn't like a fantastic pay per view, but it was a good solid like 6, 7 out of 10 for me though. So interested to hear people's thoughts, and I'll be back with more, another wrestling, giving my thoughts on PLE, or giving my thoughts about wrestling in another video. So thank you for watching. I will be back. This was Tonte, and yeah, man, I'm out, man. That's pretty much it, man. Like, not really more to say. So I'm out, people. Enjoy the rest of your day.